Welcome back. How are you all doing? Let's talk about the dream world, astral realms, frequency, maybe a little bit about what time seems to be. But I want to make it a little more practical um, from a stance of once you can get out of body, what the lucid dreams are, and then what getting out of body is, and what that space is, and what this space is, and how that relates to the other realms within at least this. Um, I guess you could use the idea of the cosmic egg. There's four realms. There's more out there, but these four realms. And what happens when you get out of body? So these realms are there's because of the speed, like where it is from the center point. There's different time, like how long it seems to be time where we are now is different than if you were to get out of body. Remember the movie Inception? How many times did he incept? You sure he wasn't going through the different realms? I mean, I would go watch that movie again. I just came to me now just thinking about like what realms were he in was he in, but there was a different time. It was a different, the passage of one. It's like when NASA says if you go to another planet, you go out there, and a year passes, 10 years pass here on Earth. If we can invert that, meaning put your frequency to a higher level, you'll be living in the realm that would be normally your astral realm, and you'd be placing yourself into this body. We're doing it from here in the opposite direction. Your spirit is enclosed within this shell, which is your spacesuit, your body, and we try to pull it out to go to those other realms. It was initially from the Polarian realm. It was initially in the etheric realm where you could take form as anything you wanted, and you got compressed into this body. And what we do is occasionally at night, well, we always get out of body. We just don't remember it because we don't have the waters of remembrance, because we don't recycle our urine. We don't drink distilled water. I mean, we do. I do. And what these things do is it cleanses the body, so your spirit has an uh, easier way to get out of itself, out of the body, and you get into these other realms, and basically you're inverting things. You're in. It would be like if you're here and getting out and going out and getting out of body, and you've been out for like a few minutes, but now flip it around and you're in that realm, but you're putting yourself back into this body, so you're there for years in a less dense, higher frequency bandwidth, and you dip down into this realm. We do it the opposite direction here. Well, some of us are in the middle, where it's kind of 50-50, but most people, what they're here is they're in this dense realm, and they pull themselves out and get to the higher realms occasionally. That's the backstage pass, or the backdoor method, is taking what you'd call a psychedelic. I A lot of people will say it's akin to jumping on a trampoline. You jump on a trampoline and you can look over into the other dimension, but you ain't there. To actually physically be there, that's a different thing. That's the ability to not have to use a substance outside of self. Meaning, like the hallucinogenics and the psychedelics, they're useful. Some people, they're very useful. You have to let them know that that shit actually exists. Those other realms exist. But some people say that's the ticket. That's the only way to get in. That's the only entryway. And that's just not true at all. The entryway is already inside of yourself, but those things just knock doors down and open up pineal and open up other glands and just go, open up all the glands, go. All, turbo boosters, go. But you can do that internally just by cleansing yourself. But most people are like, they still on their, eating their meat and doing their whatever their diet consists of, and then they eat the panacea, eat the mushroom, eat the acid, eat the whatever people eat for, to get out of body. But that's It's like a cheat code. It's a pass, but it's not. That doesn't work forever. You know, the point is to put yourself in a position where you don't need to take the mana, where you don't need to take the substance. That's the purpose of that's the purpose of looping your urine. That's the purpose of distilled water. That's the purpose of, you know, the idea of being breatharian. The idea, these ideas to get you more to the point where you have access to all of the other realms through yourself, through your own. Well, it's not really your brain. It's the larger mind. So the access point. These are tickets. You know, take your mushrooms, take your whatever you're taking, even food sometimes, you know, you can get there, you can get to that place, but it's a ticket. But what if you just go, you don't need the ticket, you just fly there because you could just levitate. That's the point of what we try to make people, well, we try to help people do that, because if you're in that realm coming here, that's like, this is a moment. Like, if you really know, if you're really in the other realm, say you're in the Polarian or Aryan, the inner realms, where your density is much less and your frequency is much higher, you dip into these realms and just kind of like, all right, how can I help out? What can I do here? It's dense here, but it's easy. I can go back there. Where here, people are stuck here. They're stuck in the proverbial mud. They're stuck in you know, when you say the matrix, it's, a lot of it is computer aided, stuck in that. But that's one level of it. But the real stuck is the stuck in the body. And so once we can flip that, we invert it. It's that vortex. It's what would be considered Pluto, or the black sun. It's the inversion. And once you get to that point, then visiting all the other realms, you're working with time differently. You know, says it right there. Emit time. You emit time. You create the time. It's not like here you're subject to time, apparently, to some people. You know, this goes into, you know, time is Saturn. Saturn is the outer realm, or the outer ring, the Hyperborean realm, and that's the Time Lord. But not really. Not it is if you're subject to time, meaning that you age due to the use of heavy, dense material that then becomes your body, that becomes heavy and dense. You don't want a heavy, dense, weight-filled body, because then the weight is connected to time. You know, the more weight, the more you wait, the more that time, it seems to exist. But if you go in the other direction, you become light. If I get lighter, I'm light. You just light, and that light is far and away. Light has nothing to do with time. It just reproduces itself. It's not subject to the laws of time or waiting, because light just is. So that's the lesson for today. We try to get to the point of accessing the center point of what you'd call the monad, or the center point of the gold, or the center point of the sun, or the center point of the realm, the center point of self. You jump in there, and then all of the other things outside of that are easy to work with. You can jump out into all the other realms. So that's the purpose of cleansing. And I know a lot of people, like, you know, Hopper said it before, Skyhopper said it before, and me and Jeannie have talked about it for a lot of people. Once you start fasting on urine, how quickly things speed up and how quickly things can be accomplished. But it becomes it's a quickening, that it becomes so fast that you have to, like, sometimes you have to slow down the boosters, because you're not used to the speed at which you can manifest. Because you're cleansing your body, you're getting back to original form. You know, you're starting, like, you're basically rewinding time, going to the beginning, the source code, the single atom, the single cell, the single entity, which was self, empty space, consciousness. Then from there you create. And as you cleanse yourself, it's easier and easier to get there, which is powerful, like super powerful. Which is why we know when to put the brakes on and go, okay, slow down a little bit. That's too much. But, you know, every time we take 2 steps forward, we take 1 step back. But that's on purpose. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's on purpose. If we just kept going forward, like 3 steps, 4 steps, yo, shit, you got to take a step back so you can like, okay, take a lay of the land and look at, and okay, who can I help? Who can I pick up here along the way? Who can I show the route to? Because if you just kept going forward, you wouldn't be a way shower. You wouldn't be a guide for anyone. You would just be like out there just. But you go two steps forward, so you know the layout of this land, the next land, and you take a step back and you go, okay, who needs help to get to the next one? And you take two steps forward and one to see, two steps forward and one step back. That's on purpose. Some people ain't gonna do that. Some people are gonna stay here. Some people go back, and some people just go off into the those are the people who lose their fucking minds. That's not what we're trying to get anybody to do, because there's the truth about limitlessness, like where you there are no limits, is that you have to put limits on yourself, because you're not going to be able to have the experience if you just go, whoa. It's like the guy on mushrooms, and that kind of just like, whoa. It just fucking lost it. Just whoa, everything is just space cadet. Now you have to consolidate it yourself and make form out of what seems to be formless, the formless immortals. But we create out of that formless nature what then becomes these objects within time, as placeholders, as way showers for ourselves and for other people. So there's the lesson for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Who's in here? Let me see. What's up, Synchron? What's up, Skyhopper? What's up, Lumino? Yep, point of reference in there. How you just had some Asia, and that's so funny because the last video I was watching, Synchron, was Martin Kenny talking to a friend of his. I'd never seen the video before, and the last words he said, he was talking about people, you're not going to hear it unless you're ready to hear it, unless you have eyes, ears to hear, eyes to see, that kind of thing. And he said, it's about drinking pee, and his buddy said, yeah, it's like drinking aged urine. It's like only some of us know about drinking aged urine. That shit's high intensity right there. That's something else completely. And I don't tell people you can't just go have people take aged urine, because that's like here, take a fucking 20 tab of acid, go fucking here, go nuts, take 7 grams of dried mushrooms in complete darkness. You don't do that. You got to get up to that point. But that's funny that you said that. Yeah, I just drank some of my piss a second ago. It was so fucking salty. Oh man, I ate so much shit yesterday. Yeah. Oh well. It'll get clean again. What's up, Jeannie? What's up, Kia? The Mudbloods. All right. It is that. Zigzag. What's up, man? Yeah, that's what you do. You get to a cleansed state. Like, I was saying the other day, I did like a 3-4 day fast. And I was like, okay, what substance, now that I have a clean vessel, what substance do I want to use to see what happens? Because it gives you a different perspective. So you selectively use different types of elements to get a different perspective. Like my choice was mapacho, a lot of sacred Indian or Peruvian tobacco, shaman tobacco, and some tequila, and I've been using what's the name of it? I forget what the root is, but I'll tell you guys about it another time. Jessica, what's up, Arkrons? Looping is always beneficial, even if you're not fasting. I mean, it's not really looping then. It's just consume your piss. Yes, it's always beneficial. You don't need to loop it. You can just drink it. Looping would be like, we're not eating. Just keep it going. It's always gonna be beneficial. Brain scanners. Is that a movie? Never seen it. Yes, sir, Arkrons. Yeah, The first time I fasted was in January in Baltimore, so you can't be too worried about it. And you know, if you can handle drinking it, it's always beneficial. Yeah, mindfully and loop it with intent. Yeah, that's real magic right there. You can sip that too. Well, not fasting. See how it works with you. I wouldn't take too much of it. It's not like a shot glass is more than enough. I remember when Wiley Schmidt started doing it, he was doing like droppers. He was doing like a few drops. Me, I'm a fucking maniac, so I just did a shot of it. And that evening, I was like out of body completely. You know, it was. But I was also fasting at the time, so it was like there was nothing for it to coag. It wasn't any. There was no food in my system for it to. So it was going straight into my system, right? And it's a high alkaline. Get into the blood, probably crosses the blood-brain barrier and does some stuff in there. 4 day fast. You know what's funny? I just after this fast, I was eating some like oat bran and some like really crunchy cereal. And after eating half of the bowl, I was like, my jaw hurts just chewing on this stuff. I mean, I knew it was really good for my, cleaning out my colon and everything, but I was just like, I was tired of chewing. I was like, what? Yep. Yeah, 2 month age urine. I got some age urine that's probably like 8 years old now, and most of it here I think is about like 6 months, maybe a year, but I have some um, at another place that's about 8 years old. That stuff is something else. Yeah, mine. Hey, mine. Were you doing it one handed too? Just chopping it down one handed. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I gotta answer a. Okay. Yeah, every bottle has a different thing to it for sure. I, I like doing it in glass bottles that I had apple juice in. For whatever reason, the apple juice, even after I clean the bottle, it still maintains like a little bit of apple juice flavor to it. It's really interesting. Fire Drake up in here. Yeah, yeah. Fire Drake. That mapacho. That tobacco is nice, man. I didn't think I'd be able to like because I'm not usually good with nicotine. I mean that shit. I just smoked it and it was just like balanced my brain out. It was really interesting. It was like it wasn't like smoking a cigarette. It wasn't like it would just balance my brain out. And I was like, oh, it was very grounding and very like masculine. It was very interesting. So I've been smoking the mess out of that. Oh, Jeannie, you need that tequila? I just got some tequila yesterday, man. I just cracked it open. I think I might go out and have some tacos and tequila with this little chica. Yeah, I finally did. Well, I did when mine was here. We did, but it was mixed up in some. We were doing it with shisha, and we was all messed up anyway. So I don't like. Well, who knows? It was cool. I enjoyed it then, but I had actually rolled it up and turned it into just a spliff by itself. Well, not a spliff, but just rolled it up by itself. Yeah, man. Yeah, in the winter it's mad nice when you're like inside and you pumped and you get that little adrenaline rush and go outside do push-ups in the snow and shit. Yeah, I remember that. I have a that your mom hasn't found yet, but when she does, you get what Synchron. You said you get proud when I see your comments around YouTube, but then I go to people's channels and comment on them. Yeah, once in a while. Uh, which tobacco was that? Well, one was the Nicotina rustica, and the other was a Peruvian thing. You can ask Fire Drake. He knows what it was. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Jeannie, you remember? I mean, we smoked it well, pretty much all day. I mean, we was already kind of a little toasty by the time by the time we pulled out the hookah, but yeah, we did mix it initially with the hookah tobacco. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah, Martin Kenny's work. Yeah, I was going back through some of his stuff, and because I'd seen most of it, but I hadn't watched a couple of his interviews, so I was checking those out. Pretty interesting stuff. I mean, a little bit, at this point, like I've gone over most of it, and there's little nuggets here and there that I haven't heard before, which is cool. What's up, Johnny? Tai Chi Drake. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see what's going on with this thing here. Tacos and tequila, man. Speaking of tacos and tequila, I'm gonna do a shot of tequila right now. Let me go get a. Give me a second, y'all. Well, fuck. Some hornitos. Cheers, y'all. Mm. And here's that man. I should have Jeannie. I should have sent you home with some of this stuff, man. The Celine Capanis. It's the African Dream Root. This is this I used years and years ago, and it was one time I got out of body and had some serious shaman connection next to a fireplace. It was super crazy, and that was definitely from this. This time around, I have been using it for a few days. I haven't had anything um, explicitly crazy happen yet, but I've also been trying to consume it differently. I've been making a tea out of it, and I don't know if that's why it's not working. So I'll start chewing it on again. Chewing on it again. Um, yeah, cooking with copper pots and pans. That's the way to go, man. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, it's better than anything else. I mean, it's either going to be stainless steel or copper. Yeah, I've never used copper pots because they're very expensive. I don't know where you got them from, but they're usually pretty expensive. We're talking copper inside and out. That's crazy if you got those because those are it's hard to even find those. Those are, I mean, the old ones are awesome. Did you see the coca leaf tea bag I threw in there with the other teas? No, I didn't. I did not see that. Now I'm gonna have to look through that now. I'm gonna have to because I put it. I have a whole selection of teas and I put it up there. I'll go. I'll check it out. Unless I left it in the box on purpose. Hmm. Interesting. I have to check it out, man. Hey, Miraz. How do you get rid of dark circles around the eyes? Punch yourself in the face harder, according to my engine. Um, well, usually the dark circles are connected to kidneys. I had some fucking horribly dark circles after a few days of binge eating and crazy times. And basically, you just want to clean up your liver. You want to add lots of water, hydrate yourself, aloe vera, distilled water. Um, flush out the kidneys. A couple diuretics. So overhydrate and use diuretics to cleanse the kidneys. And they will take a couple days. Depends on how dark they are and how long they've been there and like why you get them. Like my like whenever I get it, it's because I've been fucking abused. It's not like I don't have it. I don't mine don't stay. It's like, oh, you just fucked yourself up for a week. Now you get bags under your eyes for 2 days. But yeah, it's all about rehydration and cleaning out the kidneys. There's not like there's not like a quick go to get rid of it. I mean, obviously cucumbers on the eyes. Cucumber juice is really good. Cucumber juice because it's a diuretic and it's very hydrating. Um, you can do a I mean, just rubbing the eyes, massaging this parts in here. You just want to get blood flow and water there, man. Yeah, man. The coca leaf. That's so interesting that I didn't notice that, or if I did and I didn't, you know, I'm gonna have to now. I have to go check it out. That's cool. Divine Hazel, what's up? Cool, man. What's up, Orlando? Yeah, I've had coca leaf once. Myself, I'm gonna finesse me some alcohol. Ice cold tea bags are good too. Yeah, the orange will help a lot too, and aged urine on the face. That's gonna be helpful. San Pedro, I've never had. Okay, so you were born. Okay, sickle cell. Okay, um, that's a longer discussion. Um, you go maybe go watch the maybe go watch the videos I did on blood work and golden blood and things like this. I did like three or four in a series. Um, sickle cell is, I mean, just with anything, it's about cycling and moving out what those cells and converting those to proper cells. And a lot of that can be done with urine. A lot of that is going to be probably just because inactive or fucked up kidneys. And if you can clean the kidneys, you know that's gonna be a main thing. I mean, people you could live through life with semi working kidneys, but you're gonna have problems like that. I mean, everything that your body can do, it can undo. That's 100% fact. Anything that you can do to your body, it can be healed. So remember that, even if you've kept it for a long time. And some of that is going to be, some of that is definitely psychological. Like, you're holding on to that as well mentally. Remember that. Like, even if you went through some strong cleanses, if in your mind and you got a doctor telling you that's what you got, you're born with it, you can't get rid of it, that's gonna resonate a little bit. You got to get rid of that too. So along with cleansing, you know, as it is a deeper issue, just you're gonna have to. I would just, as I suggest everybody, go through the process. Clean your colon first, then clean your liver and your gallbladder via some coffee enemas. Coffee enemas on in and of themselves can fix a lot of problems for people. Um, you know, because you might have problems with your gallbladder not producing enough bile. You're not digesting food properly. It's getting backed up in the kidneys. Da 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 da. There's a whole. It's like a domino effect of things if you're not digesting food properly. So start there, and then, in 2 weeks you could probably, in 2 weeks, most anybody, if you're not a big giant person, if you're in decent okay health, in 2 weeks you could really clean yourself up and put yourself in, like, 90% awesomeness range, if you know what I mean. If you're sitting there working at like 50%, 2 weeks you could really, you could upgrade your system. Pixel, well, thank you. Yes, it is a nice hat. It's cold outside, so I got my little winter cap on. What's up, Law Harris? How you doing? Sensei. Uh, Ram Dass. I've heard it, like, so long ago. I don't know it like that. I'll look it up though. That sounds hilarious. At first I read he gave it to a cat, and I was like, what? He gave it to a cat? That's crazy. Yeah, the kidney affections, Mira. Talk to me. Talk to me after the show. I'll go a little deeper on that. We'll get into some other things about kidneys and how to fix that. Yeah, psychosomatic is a major thing with a lot of, that's a lot of, reoccurring dis-ease is tends to be psychosomatic. So many things are PTSD, traumatic stress, from childhood, just anything, holding on to little things like that. And so a lot of trigger point things, a lot of hypnosis can work. I mean, all of these things have the capacity to work, but trigger point is a major thing too. Get some trigger point massage therapy done. That can do a lot of good because it's. Hold on a second. Coffee enemas are where it's at, man. Coffee enemas are the Jimmy Jams. Coffee enemas are about as powerful a thing as anything. That and the liver gallbladder cleanse, which is a little more like aggressive. So I kind of sidestep telling people to do that because depending on the state of the rest of their body, if you start pushing things through your liver and you're pushing things out your gallbladder, you could you could cause a little bit of harm. So I kind of avoid telling people right away to do that until if I've met you or seen you, or I can take a look at your face and kind of facial diagnostic you and ask you a couple questions. I wouldn't tell most people to do that. But yeah, I mean, the doing malic acid via apple juice, fresh squeezed apple juice, unpasteurized apple juice. Malic acid will help break stones down, and then um, oils and grapefruit or lime or lemon. These things are always very helpful. Mm, hornitos. Mira, how long would you do a colon cleanse? Check out some of my videos on fasting and cleansing. Just look up my videos on cleansing. It'll tell you the whole breakdown. It should be just my name and cleansing. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll try to find it for you. I have like 3 or 4 of them. But the basic for colon cleansing is you use fiber, insoluble and soluble. So you eat your oatmeal with some bentonite, yeah, some bentonite clay. You'd eat psyllium husk and oatmeal, something like that, a soluble and insoluble fiber. And then about an hour later, you'll take a small amount of bentonite and clay, which is it squeezes and pulls. And then about an hour later, you eat some more oatmeal or whatever, insoluble and soluble fiber. Just look those two things up and find what those would be. Usually, the easiest thing to find is um, um, so I got an email. So one of the easiest things you'll find in the store would be psyllium husk, and so you just go back and forth with that every hour, because then one is expanding and one is contracting, and that's going to clean out the colon real quick. This should probably take like a day of doing that. You take a day off. You know what I mean, like on a Saturday or Sunday, whatever day you're not working, and then just get on and do some enemas. Get on and clean. Keep your colon hole clean. Keep your booty hole clean, because the colon, the intestines is where all disease starts. 100% of it. It's the river of life or the river of death. So keep your booty hole clean. How long would you do it? As long as as long as it feels like you need to. Some people maybe 5 days. Depends on how long, if you're just doing a string of them like that, you probably only need to do it for a day or two. But if you're doing it like over a course of, do a couple a day, maybe are you eating? Are you fasting? See, there's a lot of questions that go into it. So just whenever you feel like, I had a little bit of gut. I had a little bit of gut working. Now my stomach is flat. I took 3 days of doing enemas and some urine fasting, and just shit my brains out. Well, I mean, not the good parts of my brains, the the shit that was in my brains. Kidney tapping with the back of your hand helps. Yeah, Richard Kerr, there you go. Water with lime is always very helpful. Yeah, you got to clean that out, and then you can add like you just want all of the B12s and all of this. These are just basically all that is really is living food. So sauerkrauts, yogurts, beers that have been unpasteurized, kimchi, these kind of things. That is what the B12 does. Is that it's basically a key that unlocks all of the energy. That's why those things are living, because of all the energy from the B12. I mean, that's what the science would call it, a B12. This is why they say, oh, vegetarians don't get B12. No, if you were just straight vegetarian, you wouldn't. But if you just ate vegetables. But if you eat vegetables that are living, fermented, then you're getting your B12s. If you drink your beer, you're getting your B12s. If you eat the sauerkraut, you're getting... So there's nobody really with a problem that, unless they're like, they don't eat sauerkraut, they don't drink beer, then they're going to have a problem. So that's what you're looking for. Yeah, castor oil and lemon juice, also good, yep. Mira, while breastfeeding. You can cleanse yourself while breastfeeding. Why not? It's only gonna make your breast milk better for your baby. I mean, if you're eating shit, they're gonna be getting the remnants of shit food, right? So I mean, your first milk was downloading their immune system, which was the colostrum. That's the first breast milk, and then after that, it's different parts of your system alchemizing to turn. So obviously cleaning out and putting better food in is only going to be helpful. You don't want to be. There'd be a couple caveats to that, but coffee enema is where it's at, man. All right, check it out, y'all. I got like 5 more minutes, cause I got a little honey picking me up. I'm about to go eat some tacos. So I'm gonna go eat some tacos if you know what I'm saying. I mean, actually, it's Tuesday. I'm gonna go eat some tacos. That's what I'm saying. I was not at all saying that. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, there's 30 people in here. Anybody, if you'd like. I'm not begging. I'm not looking for handouts. But if you want to, you can just go ahead and push the thumbs up button because that's always appreciated. Meatwad appreciates it. See, there she is. Like, oh, she's hi, baby. See, and she wants my attention too. So, unless you guys are pushing it because it hasn't been it wasn't working for me yesterday. Hi, baby. Oh, okay. I guess you guys get meatwad all up in the facial regions right now. Hi, baby. Oh yes. What you doing? So I got a few more minutes here. I guess until if she'll let me. Hi, baby. What you doing? You want to get up in here? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's up. He pissed in your coffee cup. Oh. Mirror meditation scrying. Yeah. I'll have to get into that. I've done it a little bit here and there, but never really deep into it. But yeah. Mind you, the super slick shit is go to a bar and your piss looks like beer anyways. I've pissed in a cup. I've pissed in a glass in a bar and just sat down and drank my piss like it was a beer next to people. That shit's funny. Yeah, facial diagnostics. Well, there's good books on it, like some of the old ancient books. Your boy, the father of medicine wrote a book on it, and I have a book. It's about cell salts and deficiencies in facial diagnostics. You could break somebody down. I mean, you could break down somebody's basically astrology chart by their face, if you're really good. I know. Mr. Astrotheology, he's pretty good at it. Santos Bonacci, and you can also tell what minerals, what cell salts they're deficient in. Yeah, Fire Jake. Felt weird. Yeah, I did. I usually start with I'll do one water, and just to you know see what happens, and then I'll do as much as I can with the urine, and then once I feel like pretty cleaned out, then I'll go to the coffee so that way I know what's coming out. Oh, she wants my attention. All right, guys, this dog is all up in my You want to see this thing? You want to say hi? She's just staring at me. She's having a. You want to see who's gonna win the staring contest? Yeah, she's pawing at me now. Okay, she wants my attention and some food, and I also got a shower before this, before I leave here. I've heard of taking I've heard of taking niacin with lion's mane, and how is that? Yeah. Okay, I'll get on it. Remind me about that. Kimchi. What's up, music? Yeah, I mean, unpasteurized. Remember, it's got to be unpasteurized. It's gonna be hard to find unpasteurized beer. So go to like local places that don't cook their beer. Because once you cook your beer, then it's not beer, it's soup. I've never done a niacin flush. So yeah. Oh, then the guasha. Guasha's great. Get them tacos, bruh. Yeah, man. Anybody got some cash? I mean, I've already laid out and planned out the store. I already know what it looks like. I already have, I already know what's in it. I already know how yeah. I've literally already designed it out a couple times. I just, yeah. The only problem is like I could probably find the money. No, I certainly could find the money if I wanted to, but I need to have at least two more people that are on the shit that know what the fuck's up. I'm not just hiring some, some kid off the street that, you know, wants a job. It's got to be somebody that like they're serious about like herbs and health and psychology of what why a float tank. Why are these herbs work? Like they have to have a little bit of a foundation and be into the idea of like you're learning. This is a job and you're learning and you're teaching and you're showing and you. So that's been through all the places I've lived. I've never met anybody that's on. They don't got to be on my level of what I know. I don't expect that. No, but somebody that has any even an inkling or an interest that is already a little bit like, oh yeah, herbs. Yeah, I know what's up. Like that I just haven't found. Everybody's like, oh, herbs, that's cool. No, it's not cool. It's not cool, man. Herbs aren't cool. Don't do herbs, man. Yeah, I already got the name and everything. All right, what's up? Yeah, she's pretty awesome. And Steve, drink the coffee. Yeah, both ends. People say don't drink the coffee. No, you want to go both ends because coffee is a natural diuretic anyways. So isn't the point of getting your colon cleaned out? Drink some coffee and put some up your butt. High caffeine up the butt, and don't use too much caffeine in the mouth. You want to use like a dark roast or espresso, but it's still going to be diuretic, and that's the purpose of getting the shit out of you. Yeah, drink the enema. Drink the what comes out after the enema. That's nasty. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the same passion, same vision. You don't have to have the same knowledge. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What state am I in? A state of awesomeness. I'm in the only place that exists on all of this great earth. I thought everybody knew where I was. It's the most beautiful, wonderful place on the map. Come on, where do you think I'm at? Can't you hear the music? Can't you hear it? Thank you, Travis Cup. Only place that exists. There is no place but New Orleans. No place but New Orleans. That's New Orleans, yo. I've lived a lot of places. There's nothing even close. It just doesn't exist. Um, he said your wife is an Olympic athlete, and I want you to make her enemas. Like make her do them, or you want me to like design some out for her specifically? Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Let me know. But I got to get off of here now, though, guys. I would love to keep this going, but I definitely have to shower and take this dog out before my taco adventures. So, as always, have a beautiful day. And everybody who's new on here, you can get at me on my email. I'm not great at responding, but it's beneath most of my other videos. It's Theoluminous, TheoluMinous at Gmail. And if you want to, there's always ways of donating to me for being so awesome and gracious with my time. And that's either through PayPal, which is paypal.me/TSAR as in czar and XEN as in Zen. Not ZEN, but XEN. And you can also get at me through Cash App, $ TSAR XEN. It's usually beneath my videos, but I can't, I have to do it after this. So I usually wait until I put like 10 or 20 up and then put the description in there. So that's awesome. That's the way to get at me with cash if you can help. And email again, TheoluMnious, Theo, God, Luminous Light, God Light, at gmail.com. And thumbs up are always helpful if you guys haven't done it. On this side, it says no one has, but my shit's been fucking up, I guess. We'll talk soon. Maybe.